As a broke foreign student, nothing prepared me for the health and financial challenges I faced abroad. I found myself doing a lot of low-paying jobs in worse conditions than in my developing country just to make ends meet and to help me finish my studies. Goes to show, slavery never ended. They've just found new ways of doing it. Anyway, this is not the point of my story. Some of the low-paying but mentally and physically draining jobs I've done have been in care homes. Let me summarize it like this. I was overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated. By the time I got home, I was so tired I did not even want to have a video chat with my mom. And yet, I still spent my evening worried about bills I still could not afford to pay. I find the concept of care homes creepy for many reasons. The concept of putting all the relatives in a sort of like prison at times when they're otherwise healthy makes no sense. Also, and related to this story, I've encountered a lot of supernatural occurrences in various care homes that are often ignored. After all, it's old people. Who cares? Anyway, a few years ago, I believed I witnessed such a supernatural occurrence. One hot and humid summer afternoon, I was doing the afternoon tea round in the care home I was working. I went into this old lady's room. She was almost 100 and the sweetest little woman you'll ever meet. I loved engaging her in conversations every spare minute I had. She made my job worthwhile. Eyes closed, she was counting out loudly.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 25, 27, 30, 26, 31, 32, 27, 25, 25, 25, 33.
Chuckling to myself, I stopped dead on my tracks. I watched happily as she continued counting, unbothered by my presence. It gave such a pleasant break from an otherwise difficult job.
40, 41, 42, 35, 29, 28, 25, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 40, 30, 43, 44, 45, 46.
At first, I thought the order of the numbers were random, but I realized she was counting in ascending order, mostly at a fixed indoor voice, almost like she was in a trance. However, there were some numbers she would go back to repeatedly and would say them over and over again at an increased speed and raised voice before resuming counting in an ascending order right from where she left off.
62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 36, 25, 25, 25, 25, 68.
I wondered if I should stop her, but I thought it would be so cruel. This lady had no visitors, at times for months. She hardly left her room as we were always too short-staffed and could not be bothered to move her. I placed her tea on the table near her, deciding to come back later and alert her that her tea was getting cold. I also did not want the other bitter at life care workers accusing me of wasting time during the afternoon tea runs, like they had not complained to the manager that I took too much time during morning care as I engaged in endless chatter with the residents. Later on, I walked past her, smiling. She was still counting, eyes shut.
251, 253, 253, 254, 255, 256, 25.
Observing she had not drunk her tea, I slowly walked towards her to pick up the cup. I would let her be. She could have her tea later. Suddenly, the tempo in her voice increased. She sounded more erratic. As I got closer to her, the atmosphere in her room changed.
25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25.
I stopped, as though rooted to the spot. The room felt breezy. My insides shook fervently, though frozen in fear. It was like I was standing outside, naked, in the dead of winter. It reminded me of those winter days I couldn't afford heating. I felt goosebumps creeping all over my sticky skin as a sudden gust of wind made its way towards me.
25, 25, 25, 25, 25. Stay away from her. She's one of the good ones.
I literally felt something move past me, all over me. How do I describe it? My inner being felt something move from outside to inside, then outside my body at the speed of light. Something different, something not dead, not alive, but definitely some sort of being. My heart beat so quickly, though it felt so stone cold. I was so scared it would shatter to a million pieces. My eyes remained wide open, too afraid to blink from the fear of what I would see when I opened them a second later. I held my breath, too scared it would shatter my stone cold heart into a million pieces if it followed the rapid rhythm of my heartbeat. The old lady opened her eyes and smiled sweetly at me. "Thank you for the tea, love," she said. She took the cup of tea in her wobbly hands riddled with arthritis and took a sip. As I walked away, shocked at what I'd just experienced. What was it? Was there an entity in her room? Was I dreaming? Was its name 25, or was it the 25th entity she had counted? What would it have done to me? Did she save me from something sinister? Anyway, she never spoke of the incidents until the day I was leaving and I came to say goodbye. She took my hand into hers and smiled sweetly, the same warm smile she had months earlier. 25 will never get you, darling, she assured me. I have never spoken of these incidents until now. Not sure why I'm sharing this now. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Part of me is looking for the assurance that I'm not crazy and someone out there has experienced this. The other part wants to hold on to the fact that I made it up and entities only exist in our imagination.